trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, I'm going to go over some of the trades that we did today, just to show you the thoughts behind the risk control things that I use. As you can see here, this is a chart here of the gold on an hourly basis going back over the last 10 days. And you'll notice here from the high that we made, shut the front door just a minute, folks. Nothing like a little technical difficulty to start the day. We have the ABCD that measured right up here. As soon as I finish the correction of the ABCD, we'll draw that in, and you'll see that we were right up at this area here that was very, very important. This was the high yesterday. Okay, this is where we come in this morning, right here. That was 3 hours ago. And folks, as this was going up right here, what I did was I said, we're going to sell it if we make a new high, and we're going to risk $2. And that's all we did. And it hit it, and then it broke down well over 1,500, but we got out with a $1,000 profit on that move right here. Now, for the rest of the day, you can see it's still in a very, very tight triangle. You can see let's get this over here so you can see it real easy. See, it's holding that 135 pattern really beautiful. This looks like it's still got a lot of ways to go to the upside, folks. All we were doing here, and I explained to them, I said, we're either going to get stopped out here in a heartbeat, or this is going to be the high. We made a higher high by $0.50 more, and then it's backed off some buck. Now we get below here, that tells us we're probably going to start going lower, but this is where we are right now. The news is so hot and heavy out there, folks, this thing could go either direction without any trouble. As you look at this on the daily, it's quite nice because you can see this was one of the patterns that we were looking at the last few days. This was the valid trend line concept that we talked about. That was brought to us by Jim Hurst and also by John Hill. In other words, when you break these numbers, you can see when you break that number, that's a very bullish pattern. And what does it do? It comes back, stops exactly at the 382 retracement of this move right here. Perfect, okay? Now, if that is in fact the case, we are looking at a much, much higher price, going to be taking out these highs in the gold without any trouble at all, because you can see here from your high, from your low to your high, that pullback there is going to take you above the old 35 level and maybe get as high as 36.15. The old high was 35.05. So that's certainly possible. You see, we've taken out this high. Looks like we're going to even close above that level. So that's a very, very bullish sign for the gold today. Okay, now let's just get out of the way here. We just had a really nice trade set up. I showed you that one in the natural gas. We had two really nice trades in the crude oil. Now, let's remember the crude oil from yesterday, folks, and this was a really big win. I wanted to show you. There's the hourly chart. Let's get it up here because we were talking about it yesterday, and there was our 382 retracement right here. Excuse me, let's get it right here. There it is right there from yesterday's trade. There was the trade right yet, the 12th, right there at 66.70. The low was 66.69. It had this move here. If you stayed in that, the whole thing, folks, it was $10,000, but very few people do that. Then it pulled back and stopped at the 382. It dropped $7 a barrel after the high was made. Now, how could that high cause that much problems? Well, we had someone on the line working with us today was John Jameson. Let me get up here and show you what John was kind enough to send to us. Hold on a second. It'll only take me a second if I can get it into the right place here. And I will, hopefully, maybe not on this lifetime, but just give me 1 second here, boys and girls, and we'll try to get it up here, and we'll see where we are. Okay, I just have to move this over just a tiny bit like this. And then I got to get into the chat room, I think. And that'll get me over to here. Well, I'm getting a little confused. I hate to do that, but get that out of the way. What am I doing wrong? I can't get back in. I'm having trouble with Teams today, folks, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. Okay. Anyway, what happened was this was 3 standard deviations, folks, from this level right here. You can see how bullish this was all the way up. 382s all the way. Even today's 382 was exactly the 382 off of the low way back here in June. That's what this is. From the high, there it is. It stopped exactly there. Okay? Those were our 2 trades. Now let me just show you. We'll get up here on a smaller time frame. I think we can see it. Yeah, here's where we were. We had a buy right here. Our first buy was right there. There was your ABCD right there. That made a little over $800, okay? And then we missed the sale right here, which was the sad part, but we did buy it, and it has a nice rally up, and our price objective has just been hit here at 72.58, and that's the 382 of this whole move coming down. That's why as we watch this right now today, this is where you got to be selling it short. There it is right there. I know. How could you sell this stuff short in the middle of a war, folks? Just think of 1991, January, Desert Storm. Crude oil went from $32 a barrel to $11 a barrel. And in the next 8 months, it dropped $10 a barrel in one day. So just because you're having these things in here doesn't mean that it's going to go up. And after you look at this, you'll see we actually made an ABCD here just now, right there. The high on this move was 73. What does that say? 72.73. That's why the beeper went off. And so it's already made $300. I mean, what else can you ask for? Hey, but sometimes when they lose, you got to get out of Dodge. That's the main thing of what we're watching here. A lot of things happening. Let's take a look at something else that looks really nice to us now after talking about it for a long time. This was the big surprise of the day, folks. Soybeans. They were down 20 cents. Okay? Look at this, folks. Find me, look at this. It's breaking out to the upside, okay? All right? And we were buying more at 51. I ended up taking a small loss on this because it didn't explode to the upside. We lost $100 on that, but this one here, we're well over $1,300 profit in this one that we've had for quite a while. We're very bullish this, and I believe that we get above 1079, I would be buying a lot more. The reason for that is we're in the midst of this growing season now. June 6th, June 13th, Treskai decaphobia. Hopefully, if you're not a, what were those, I can't remember what they call those guys. Oh, shucks, golly. The Knights Templar. Now, if you're not one of those, that was a day they were all executed back in the 6th century, 7th century, somewhere in that ballpark, 13th century. Anyway, if we get above here, we're heading there. And that's why this is going to mean you're going to be taking out all of this. It looks bullish, folks. It really does. Let's take a little break. 877-927-6648.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, so one of the things that we were watching here this morning, we were watching the crude oil, let's try that again, Larry. We were watching the, Chuck, the front door and raise the rent, the Russell 2000, and I mentioned this was a Friday in an up week. It's almost impossible, even though the S&P was down 105 and the Dow Jones was down 700. It's Friday, and the week is still up. Even though with that action, it's still up, so it's really hard to get any selling. So I told the folks here that the best place to look at that, there was your 382. I told them the 382 and the low was going to be right here. That's where we covered the short position. That was our first profit of $750. Could have just put it right back out again here at that level. You can see there's a sell of the 318, and then we bought it back right there. So that one worked really nicely. Looking at this, folks, you can see what we do last night from the high to the low. Look at that, AB equals CD. That's exactly what it did. Spent all the time doing ABCDs, folks. It seemed to work today. Doesn't work every day. Now let's look at the wheat. We finally got the wheat moving really good in the right direction. You can see here, we tried to buy it at 62, but that was last night. We didn't get filled because here's where it opened. Of course, we're long from right here, so it's starting to move in the right direction again. But the real key to the soybean complex today was in the oil. This is Christmas oil, folks, December. Look at this move right here. It's limit up, folks. Look at that. See that? That means there are no sellers up here. Let's limit up. We haven't seen a limit up moving this stuff in a long time. That tells us something important is happening. Now let's look at this on the daily. You'll see right here we happen to be long the meal. There was your ABCD in the oil. Remember that? And there's where we are now. This thing is getting started, folks. You see that? See that range right there? That means limit up. That means there's no more selling up here. It's a monster move, and look at that. We're just getting started here, folks. We're going to have a big ABCD here up in this area some way, so hang in there. And if the trading gods are with us, I think we're going to be okay. So that's what we're watching here in the soybean oil. Now let's take a look at the soybean meal. Not going to be nearly as strong, but it's still hanging in there. I haven't even checked it today, actually, so I might make a fool of myself, but I think it's strong. So here's get this up here on the daily here, because we bought this at 02. Whoops, it's back to 03. So here again, I was wrong. Oh, it's okay, though. Look at this. This is okay. We bought it down here. You know, we didn't get filled up here. Well, some people did, because I said there was a ABCD. I said, stick with this. It's got a chance for the big one. Of course, then it has the big correction. All it did today, folks, we bought it here at 02. The low today was 02, and it's 03 right now. But look what you got going for you. First, you got oil limit up. So they're buying the oil, selling the meal. But look at the ABCD pattern that we have here, and you still have a chance because the market's still open. There's your AB leg right here. There's your CD leg. And with that strong down move, what do we know? That you got to increase the CD swing to 1.27. So if you go, move it over, change the CD leg to 1.27, there's where you are, and boom, bang, bing, there's your low right where it's trading today. So this is a good chance to still get in if you think this stuff is going higher, which in fact I think it is, but we'll have to wait and see. I didn't realize that soybean oil was limit up. I haven't seen that in a very, very long time. That's causing other people to buy the meal. What the problem is that they should be buying the oil, but they can't because oil's limit up. There's no sellers up there. All right, let's move over here. There's the wheat. Wheat still looks pretty good. Gold, as I said, I think gold is probably going to get up there a little bit higher. Now, this is the NASDAQ, folks. This was the high yesterday in the NASDAQ. We didn't make any ABCD here on the downside. Oh, the reason why, hold on, folks, this is the wrong month. They switched to September here. There's where we go. Now, this, what they've done is they put in the I hate to say this, it's a bad programming thing, but this is the high of the September, but it was trading off of the June, so this is not the correct data. I'm going to try to correct it now if I can, but chances are it won't correct. It'll be corrected over the weekend, because now we've switched over from the June to the September. That's going to be the lead option. And today, here's a perfect example. There was a low last night. You can see we were down 400 handles. And then what we did is we started the day, and here's a tip-off that it wanted to go higher. There was your first pullback, was where? Right at the 382, and away it went. And you can see we had real wild action here when the market opened, up and down. But that's what we're watching here. It all depends on where we close today. If we close really low, anything below in the S&P using the nearby futures, which is the June, if we close below 6,600, we're at 66, where are we at now? Last I checked, I was like 66.10. Here's where we are. Just get up here. We close below. See, there's where we are here. This is the June. All we did was rally up here. This is a 135 pattern on the downside. Okay, so as we close below 6,600, that's right there. That means we got a probability of going lower right now. There was our move last night, exactly to the number within 10 points. And what does it do? Rallies $5,000 straight up. And here again, if you looked at that low to the high in that first hour of trading, this is when they open. What does it do? It pulls back right to the 382 and immediately rallies $2,500. We saw that happening, but we were not fortunate enough to get the order in time, so not much else we could do. But we did have 4 good winners, 2 small losers, and that made it for a very good day of well over $2,000 in profits. Okay, now we've got that covered. And then we got to get ready for next week. And folks, let's just take a quick look here, because we've been watching this hog market for a very long time. Here's the daily. We tried it here. We've gone up here. We've taken out the highs, folks, of last April. April 24, we've taken out that high. That could be the double top. And as you can see here, we had a low of 07. It's already rallied back today. What you want to be watching here on Monday, this will be covered in the newsletter. So get the hourly up. There's what we did today. Just show you same numbers that we always look at. All right. The last correction on this MAR came down to right there. Okay, let's see what this correction did. Move it over. There it is, folks, almost exactly right on. What does that mean? That this is probably going to be an exact 382 here this morning in the hogs, and it misses it by 20 cents, folks. The low should have been, I didn't miss it by 20 cents or $80, and that held pretty good. And look how much we've rallied. That means we got one more chance to make another high. Well, many chances to make another high. But as we look at this on the long-term daily, you're going to see that when you look at that last pattern, that last ABCD measures to a new high at 10.56. That's up $1.20. So watch this on Monday, because we probably might even watch it today, but we might get to this level here. That's where the order should set. Selling it at 110.56 or 50. Let's call it 110.50. Risk a full penny, 111.50 or $400. If it's right, could be a big one. Let's take a little break. 877-927-6648.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a look at the euro. As you can see, yesterday we did make that high. We mentioned that in the newsletter yesterday, and excuse me, in the video. We went just a little bit above it. Of course, we didn't expand it because it's a little too soon. But, well, you could, but you can see that it's 1.27. I don't want to waste the time. This is what we've done. Now, looking at it on the hourly, you can see it's just gone up and backed off just a tiny little bit so far. This has a chance to be a major top up in here, folks. It all depends on what's going to happen probably over the weekend, because if we take a look at the U.S. dollar index, now really something, because we started lower. We took out the high of the previous day, but it didn't go very far, did it? So the first thing we want to do is to put the hourly chart up here and take a look at it. And there it is right there. Okay, there was your high. Okay, that was the, it was breaking out. Now, what do you think that was on the way down, folks? Stops right at where? Hello, operator. Just a tiny bit above the 382. If we start closing below here, folks, this is a pretty good rally today. But if we start closing below here, that number in the dollar index is going to be a whole lot lower. Let me just show you why. You had two major swings that have happened here. A, B, C, D right there. Okay, you see that one is right there. Get that out of the way. Then you have the second one, which is right there. That makes this a 3 drive to the bottom pattern. There's drive 1, there's drive 2, there's drive 3, and you've had a good rally. The rally went to the 382 of the previous high, telling you that it's not ready to go yet, but we start getting above here, then maybe it will. The key is, do we follow through from here? This is such a powerful number, folks. If this is all we got, was a 382 rally off of the high, this is incredibly bearish. But the key is to close. Closing below anything like this, never 97.29, that means the euro would be breaking out even higher above the 116 level. And that's, you don't want to mess with it at that level. So that's why we're watching it very, very closely with all these. It's not how much money you make, it's how much money you don't lose. Now, we've had a question on a couple of stocks. We're going to take a look at one of our all-time favorites. This is Apple. You can see it's still down on the day. It has more negatives, lots of lower tops in here, so it's not nearly as bullish. From my perspective, looking at this with Apple, and I've never traded a single share of this, it's looking highly probable that we're going to be making this ABCD pattern coming in right here. Stopped exactly at 61. We're almost below that, so it looks like to me we're heading towards 185. And that 185 will probably be exactly 61% of the high back here. And by golly, there it is. We're going to put our beeper in here because that's where, if you want, oh dear, that's the old secret stuff, the old volatility stop. Let me get rid of that, delete it. Okay, this always looks so good when you're watching it, but there's you have a beautiful Gartley there at 186 in the Apple. There's your AB leg right there. There's your CD leg coming in there about 186, 187. Risking about $2, but that's what it certainly looks like here with Apple. All right, we're down now several days in a row. We had an update, but they've always been lower, so not acting very bullish. In fact, there's not many of them that are, and here's one. If you always like that you ought to have this for a trading system, folks. Wait till the opening on. Look at this. It opens on the low and rallies. See, if you think it's going to, remember the low or it's going to be the high or low of the day. Yesterday, it opens on the high. If you thought that would have been the low, that would have been a losing trade. But if you sold a breakout of that thing broke really hard. Now, this happened nothing. Today, yes, a couple of days ago, opened on the low, opened on the low, opened on the high, opened on the low. It gives you a lot of things in your favor if you're trading stocks. Doesn't work as much in foreign exchange and futures because they trade 24 hours. So some of these stocks probably do too that I don't even know about it. Now, I've been asked to take a look at NVIDIA. Let's get this up here for a little bit. We're going to cover a couple currencies here in just a second, folks. So let's get to NVIDIA. And that starts with an N, I think. It looks like it's right there. Still probably going up, I would guess. Well, today it's doing nothing. Wow, look at these little tiny ranges. Shut the front door. Yep. it's down a little bit on the day like everything else, but doing nothing. It's very close to the old high. So like I said, if we close strong today in the stock market, this could have been a major low, and we're going to go a whole lot higher. But right now, the jury's still out, and they're going to stay out until 5 o'clock today, and then for at least 4 o'clock. Then we will know more about that. Okay, we've already covered Tesla. Get that out of the way here. Got two other stocks to check out for you folks. One is making a major top, in my opinion. That is IBM. Let's get this up here. There's where we are here. You'll be able to see it in just a second here. Blow this up a little bit right there. There's a big 3-drive pattern here in IBM, folks. It's one of the Dow stocks. There's drive 1, drive 2, drive 3, right up in here. This is a 1.27 expansion of this whole range right here. This one here, when it expanded to the range, it looks like it went up to the 1.618 level or such. Let's see where we were. Yeah, there's the 1.618. So this should be a major top here in IBM. Just for kicks and giggles, let's look at it on the weekly. Yeah, there it is. Well, this is a bad tick. Let me get rid of that. And then we'll be able to see it easy. Yeah, there it is right here. The long-term weekly, wow, from 90 to 278. Woo! Man, holy cow. There's where we are right now. That's a 3-drive pattern coming in. We got a really big number. Well, 2 of them right here. There's this low to this high. Tells us we should get up to a high of 277. And look where we're trading today, folks, 278. And we got another one right behind it. Let's check and see what this will be a Christmas present for anybody. There's AB equals CD. 276. It's 278 in an up week. Let's look at it on the daily. It is gee whiz. Let's have some fun, folks. Let's sell the IBM at 278, put a stop at 281. What we'll do here, 283. We'll put a stop at 283 stop, and we're going to look at this on the show on Monday to see if this thing made any money or lost any money. That's Mother God and Country, folks, up there. That's a beautiful one that I like to see. Okay, let's double check the old clock on the wall here and see what's happening, and then we'll go right to this commercial, and looks like we'll be back here in 32 seconds. I got a little bit more time. Oh, there we go.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, as you can see here with the crude oil, it did, when we first sold it there at 58, it backed all the way off to a $300 profit. Now it's got a $300 loss. Your stop has got to be right above here, folks, okay? 58, the stop is 73.08. So if you're going to lose $500 on that, if you're with us today, we bought this one, went long, went short, and then we tried to buy it, but then we were out of the market when the market made this final low right here at the 786. The show had just changed, and now what you do, you have your stop here at 72.08. So you'd have a $50 loss right now. You've got a $300 loss, and you could easily be 50, but by golly, you got to put a stop in, because like I say, you don't know whether they're going to win or lose. It's all that. I've been asked to take a look at the Australian dollar here today, folks. Just get the foreign exchange markup. I heard that it got hit pretty hard today. And there it is. You see, here's where we are. Oh my goodness, we're going to have a storm today, folks. The monsoon's coming this week. You can see there was a high due right about now. This also could be a low, because, you know, you've come down into this. This might be a low. This is where we are on the daily chart. It's down quite a bit for some type of news. Don't know if it's related to anything to Israel. They blame everything on either somebody. Nobody takes responsibility anymore. But there's where we are. It looks like this is a bottom here in this move right here. And if we move it over just to check, let's just check. No, it's way below the 382 already. I can see that right now. Oh, what am I talking about? That was exact 382. This might be a good bottom here in the Australian dollar, folks. We bounced a little off of it. There was your 382 off of the low that we had back here, and there was a strong cycle coming into that level. And that's what we're watching here with the Australian dollar. Also, we want to take a look at the Japanese yen, because we had a rally going on in there. It's still in a downtrend. Let's get it up here, and you'll be able to see it in a minute. I think that'll do it right here. That'll do it right there. We'll bring it up here to take a look at it. And we've had a little bit of a rally today. Let's see where we are. on the whole thing. We've been very bearish this for a long time, folks. We've got these lower tops all the way through here. We got another one in here, but we're starting to see finally that we could be seeing higher bottoms in the U.S. dollar. This could be a potential good buying opportunity down in here, not up in here. But let's just look at it for yesterday's low. Came in here at 72.95. So let's see, had a big run here early this morning. I'll lay a nickel to a donut that that's going to be exactly 382. And I guess you'll get a free donut because it misses it a little bit. But it's starting to look like it's turning the corner. The U.S. dollar could be turning the corner. So, and that's, believe me, that corner could go disappear in a second if we get below 97 in the dollar index. Getting back to the euro right here. Hold on right sec. Hold on just a second. Did we get stopped out? 65. I think we did, didn't we? Nope. Missed it here. Missed it by 10 cents. So it might still get us, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. Oh, no, it says, no, we lost on this, folks. We sold it at 58, stop at 08. A high was 13. So we're out of that. If you did that trade, unfortunately got in at the end part of the day. Okay, now we want to get up there. The soybean oil is still limit bid. I keep that watching. Get the intraday up on the hourly, and you'll be able to see what I mean. See those little dots right there? That means that there's no selling up here. Everybody wants to buy it. And that's a big move, folks. That's $1,500 in the oil in a matter of minutes, and I mean minutes. You can see when it took off, some type of news hit this market because it went limit bid really, really fast. Do not know what it was because I don't follow the fundamentals, but we're still going to be watching them closely. Now, getting back to the old stop and P here today. You can see here we've already stopped backing off here from that level we looked at. The key level here, if we close below this level right here, 59.70, that means all of this area here was just, people going back and forth. Or Friday in an up week, and it is an up week, even with the market being down, it's still an up week. So that's a main thing that we're watching here. I think it is the up week, isn't it? Yeah, of course it would be an up week. All right, let's get that out of the way so we don't have to worry too much about that. And we have a question about Target. Just give me a second here. TGT. I think I got it in here somewhere here. There it is. Put the daily up. I haven't seen this in a long time. I was getting hit pretty hard. Well, it still is. Wow. Not a good Christmas for the tots, folks. There's Target on the way down. Boy, this doesn't have any friends. Oh, my God. This is look at this. This doesn't look good, folks. Let's look at this on the weekly. There, it looks like this was Best Buy before it. Oh, my God. That's not a good price. That's a bad price. That much. Yeah, I know that's a bad price. Checking that out, all you have to do is look at the daily, and you'll see that there was nothing like that in there anywhere. So it was a bad price. It might turn around soon, but I see no reason to be a buyer in here at all, at least from these levels right in here with Target. I've also mentioned the Tesla. Okay, now we'll move over. And the S&P starting to move a little bit lower, but not really too much. The one that we were focusing on, of course, all week long has been this Euro Russell. Let's get the 4-hour up. You'll see where we were talking about it. There's the high that we made yesterday during the big run up. Remember, this was a sell at the 618, which was 1080. We rallied up a little bit. Up there was your 61% on the daily. It was right there, right on that money. Today, the market broke down, and as I mentioned earlier, all it did on the breakdown was go to the 50% level of right back in here. And I think if you took a 382 off of one of these others, you'd probably be banging right against the 3. No, not even that. But this could be the high, but it's still early. It's a Friday. I mean, we're coming in on Monday with all this news that's out there. If the war is over, heck, these things could just take off like a rocket ship. So who knows? Now, looking at the Dow Jones, I've been asked to take a quick look at this. Hopefully my voice will hand up a little bit more. There's the Dow Jones today. The rally went up to the 382. There was a move last night, ABCD. We went from 3,500. We dropped 1,000 Dow points, folks. 1,000 Dow points in one day. Well, 2 days. 11th, 12th was a low. Now we rallied back. Where'd we rally to? Right to the 382, which was right there, and it went above the 382 by, how much did it go up by? Let me see, 81. Wow, 50 points. So that's really not very much. If you sold it there, you now have a nice profit of $1,250 here in the Dow Jones. Let's take a peek on the thing here. 33 seconds. Okay, one more stock to look at, which is TLT, and we'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, we're going to take a look at the Treasury notes and also TLT, which is the ETF for Treasury notes. You can see here since April, we've been in a very strong downtrend, folks. This is really steep. You can see here, this is a very, very steep downtrend, and it looks like we're still going lower. I don't see any reason to be buying the Treasury notes right here. And if we look at the TLT, same thing. Just get this up here. Now, these prices, because this is an ETF, will be slightly different, but you still have that major ABCD pattern right in here. We didn't quite get to that bottom. We've had a little bit of a rally, but look at these downtrends, folks. There's not much. Maybe this is turning around in here. It's sort of down today after being up, but you know, it still looks quite bearish here with the Treasury notes. One other stock that they're asking me about is Amgen. We'll get that up here. Jim Twentyman's mother was involved with this when it first started trading back in 1980. You can see here we've been in a downtrend on this. Let's see, our last move here to the upside brought you to some resistance right exactly at 50%. And we're up today, holding its own pretty good, actually looking pretty good. As long as it can stay above that, it's got a good time. But we're up for a month. Well, this has been a long time here, so it's going to be a long time before this thing, you know, explodes to the upside. We got a little work to do, would be my guess here. Okay, let's double check the clock on the wall here. 55 seconds. Oh my goodness, that's like 2 lifetimes. And I think this is, I don't know what this is. They asked me to look at BITO. It's a pro shares for Bitcoin strategy. It should be bullish. Okay, there it is. Well, we looked at this in the past because there's still some writing in there. There was the big high right up here. You can see the ABCD on that measured to 33. From there, it came down to broken half. Here's where we are. We'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, folks. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.